About 25 years ago, I used to frequent a club on a Friday and Saturday night called Cuba in Newcastle. It was a metal and alt club. It used to be open until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And while I was legally not old enough to be in there, and certainly not imbibing the 79 pence Alco Salsa, that's $1 for the Americans. Alco Salsa was a flat alcopop. It was fruit juice and tequila, and my, would it get you some drunk. And if the alcohol didn't get you, the fucking rush from the fruit juice was. But no matter whether it was Friday or Saturday night, at some point in the evening, you would hear, "Are you ready?" And everybody would descend on the dance floor like the sweaty goths that we were to just do very awkward dancing to Korn. And pretty much everybody that I knew owned this hoodie because Korn were integral to the birth of nu metal. They were nu metal, and they were so ingrained in people who are my age now, who look like me and have, good jobs and kids and all of that stuff. We still then, eyeliner and Korn hoodies, that was our culture, if you like. And although alternative culture has rather been embraced by the mainstream now, there were no hot topics back when I was 16 years old. There still aren't any hot topics in the UK. But we still remember what you called us. And we remember that the music represented that as well. People who were possibly, marginalized, a little bit disillusioned with society at that point. And Korn were the soundtrack to that. They were the soundtrack to that 30 years before, 2026, where everybody's disillusioned with society. And Korn were fundamental, founding fathers, if you like, of nu metal, which then spawned off, metalcore as we know it now, octane core, all of the cores, not the cause. Although still a very good band. But now in 2026, 4 years after their most recent release, Korn are back with a song, Reward the Scars. But it isn't just a Korn song. This is very much a collaboration with Blizzard, with Diablo. Now, I don't claim in any way to be somebody who is particularly enamored with Diablo. I think I've played it once or twice. It's just not my type of game, but I really like the idea that this has been done as very much a collaboration. I listened to the song once when it was just the visualizer, and I've kind of waited with not bated breath, but certainly huge anticipation, because this is a Blizzard-produced music video, which means this all ties in to Diablo 4. And because I know that it's an animated music video, it immediately takes me back to Freak on a Leash. It takes me back to Falling Away From Me. It takes me back to those iconic music videos where we had those pictures. We all had a fucking poster that in some way was related to Korn in the late 90s, the early noughties. So, enough preamble. Let's take a look at the music video just released yesterday for Reward the Scars, produced by Blizzard and obviously with the music by Korn, and with the promotion being Diablo, which is, of course, is a game that Jonathan Davis himself has said in interviews that he plays regularly as well. So this is all tied in. This is a collaboration. This isn't necessarily just some sort of corporate scheme to promote something. This is, well, it feels like it should be authentic. That in itself makes me excited about it. Enough! Right, let's watch the fucking video. This is Korn with Reward the Scars. Gosh, it immediately takes me back to Freak on the Leash. The goats are back! That's vintage Korn. Love it. Shit. Devil's Entrance. Oh, that atonal jump between. What if it is? So, as somebody who doesn't know the lore of Diablo, I've done research and I've got some fucking ideas about this. That feels okay. Let me be completely honest. This doesn't feel like this song is written and has been just applied, like, you know, in the WWE in the Attitude Era, where they would take like Limp Bizkit or Kid Rock or other like new metal kind of influenced or adjacent bands, and they would use like promos using the music. And having worked for the WWE music studio and worked as a writer now, I understand how they piece that together in the studios in Stamford, and how they will piece together the promos, the clips from the TV shows, from the pay-per-views, from the whatever they're called now, along with the music. But the music already exists. Like it's a soundtrack in a way. I don't mean in like an orchestral way. It feels like this song has been written to complement or to support the game itself, the idealisms, maybe even just the mechanics of the game. Let me try and explain. So firstly, the title of the song, Reward the Scars. So reward the damage that has been done. Now, having had a look at Diablo, it feels a little bit like a cycle, like almost like a corruption cycle. The scars are the experience, and the damage is the progression that you have to do, and your survival, therefore, is your identity as a character, where suffering isn't weakness, it's currency, right? And so isn't that exactly what the game is about, that you suffer to progress? And fuck me, I'm going to go on a weird fucking, like, I'm going to go take a left turn here, but that's Carl Jung. That is shadow work. That is, you have to embrace the darkness in order to ascend, in order to find your essential self. Fucking hell. All right, we've got deep into it already. And if I'm correct, this whole like expansion is based on Mephisto, who's the prime evil of hatred. You know, he's dark as fuck, folks. And so it kind of embraces an internal corruption. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's embracing darkness instead of trying to push it away. That's fucking shadow work. No, it's fucking everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. Yeah, it's not necessarily fighting that demon. It's what you become by fighting the demon or even embracing it. And I think that's maybe where this collaboration with Korn works so well, because so many of Korn's songs are about trauma and alienation, but this doesn't feel like a song that says, oh, I'm broken. It feels a little bit like, how do I put this? Like, the damage I've received has made me stronger in a world where demons exist. Very wanky. Don't think it is. There's a chord called a diminished seventh, tritones, Viennese something or other, which is meant to be like the devil's entrance, the band chord that so many horror films use, and is meant to be the chord that, you know, is played to summon the devil. But that interval that they're using, that jump between the notes there, is so dissonant and dark and creepy that it... It's perfect. Then percussion coming through on the bass. I can't help this feeling haunting me. You can break these songs of hate. Hope is fading, lies controlling me. You can face that this is fate. And we never really get into a straight, you know, hi-hat, snare, kick in 4. It never really opens out into like a pop sensibility, if you like. It's always just on the edge. We feel like we're just on the edge a little bit, and that's probably that was my issue a little bit when I first listened to this, and I was like, oh, it doesn't really go into like a pop chorus or whatever, because it's not meant to. You can break these songs of hate. All the way, soul betrayed. Jonathan Davis loves singing major over minor and minor over major, and so there's always a level of dissonance with Korn. It always just sits on the edge of being, it makes you like your head go a little bit like that. And I think this is maybe why so many people have attributed this to being a quote unquote vintage Korn, because it sounds like the Korn that we know from 25, 30 years ago. I have to say, I do enjoy it a whole lot more with the music video than I did when it was just a static image. I think the music video lends a lot to the lyrical content. I think it lends itself to the music as well. And also for me, and I'm sure a great many of us, it takes us back to those animated videos, you know, Freak on a Leash and Falling Away from Me, and what we perhaps consider, people my age who look like me now, consider vintage Korn. While on its own, I wouldn't say that, and it is radio ready. It's absolutely radio ready, very slickly produced. As well, we absolutely have to give credit to the production there. It does exactly. I mean, for a game that is, you know, Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, I think it's pretty much bang on for that. So, as always, thank you so much to my supporters on Ko-fi. All of your names will be flashing across the screen now. You are truly the lifeblood of everything that I do on YouTube and Twitch. And because me, without you guys, I just wouldn't be able to do this, to spend the time, doing this, analyzing these songs. And thank you so much. Of course, all of my Ko-fi members will have already had the opportunity to see this video in advance, and you get a bunch of exclusive videos, and there's hundreds of hours of VODs and all that good stuff. And you get to vote on polls as well for what we do next on Twitch. For example, if you'd like to join us on Twitch, we're there fucking all the time. And if you think we get wanky on YouTube, it gets much more wanky on Twitch as well. So you're very welcome to join us there to talk about music, whether it be this week we're diving into goth, the origins of the post-punk goth era, and we're moving on to like 80s stadium anthems next, and then we're going back to the 60s, and of course we did take deep dives into a bunch of bands, Bad Omen, Sleep Token, Dayseeker. We go into great details on Twitch. So you're very welcome to join us there. And of course, there's merchandise as well. I'll flash that up on the screen now. We've got new designs coming next week as well. So yeah, thank you very much for supporting this channel. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this today. And yeah, it took me back. I have to say that certain elements in Reward the Scars took me back to a great many years ago, where I had slightly more hair and didn't know much about the world. And maybe that was a good thing. But we were all angsty and wearing eyeliner, and none of those things have changed. So thank you very much for watching today, and I will see you guys for the next one.